Hi, I'm Arvin Vohra, co-author of the book Invitation to the Ivies. This week, Chelsea Snyder-Singh, the other co-author of that same book, and I were interviewed by several media outlets on the new Common App. The new Common App came out this week, and the two questions that everybody wanted to know were this. One, what are some of the big changes? And two, what are some common misconceptions that people have about the Common App? So I want to show you the answer to the first and second question at the same time. And to do that, we're going to actually look at this year's Common App and compare it side by side with the Common App from previous years. Now, if you don't know, the Common App is an application that you can send to multiple colleges. It saves you a little bit of time because you don't have to write your name and address in a bunch of different places. You have a Common App essay, and that essay goes to every college. And also, the colleges themselves have their additional, what we call supplemental essays. So you have to still end up writing a lot of essays. But it does kind of let you keep everything in one place. It is convenient. Anyway, so what we're going to do now is we're going to look side by side at the different Common App essays from this year and previous years and take a look and see how have they changed. Let's start with this year's Common App. And let's look at some of these questions. Let's see, the first question is, we have some students have a background, identity, interest, or talent that is so meaningful they believe their application would be incomplete without it. If this sounds like you, then please share your story. And then the very last one is share an essay on any topic of your choice. So you can write on literally anything you want to. It can be one you've already written, one that responds to a different prompt, or one of your own to sign. So one of the choices is write whatever you want, and these other there's the two that we've talked about, and there's 5 more. Well, let's see how that's different from last year's Common App. All right, here's last year's Common App essay questions. Well, what do we see here? We see some similarities. The questions are all the same, but if you actually look side by side, you'll notice an important difference. Do you see the difference? The fonts are totally slightly different this year and last year. Aside from that, it's the exact same question set. We can go back a year to 2021. What do we see the exact same questions once again? We can go back another year to 2019, same questions. We can all go all the way back to 2018. And for this, I had to go on to another website to actually get a copy of the questions. The Common App only keeps their stuff live only a few years back, but I can tell you it's been the same question set for years and years and years. The Common App questions don't change. The essay prompts don't change. Now, this year they added an option that you could pick a different gender if you want to. So if that applies to you, that's the change. If that doesn't apply to you, there's no change. Now here's what that means. Let's talk about what's the significance of all that. And the significance of all that is this. Let's get back to here. The significance is you don't need to wait for the Common App to come out. There's no questions that are coming out. It's the same questions every year. So if you're in 7th grade and 6th grade and 5th grade, whatever, you can start thinking about your essay prompts right now. You don't have to wait a single second when you're doing these. Your essay prompts you can start literally today. In fact, you should start them today. Waiting until later to start your essays is a terrible, terrible idea. So the number one change in the Common App essay questions is the fonts. Aside from that, there are no changes. And that means that if you're serious about getting into an Ivy League college, you need to start looking at those prompts now. You need to remember the fact that there's a question that lets you write your own essay question about whatever you want to. And you have to remember that they don't change. And so you need to start thinking about this stuff right now. Listen, if you want to learn how to write a great Common App essay, you can check out our book, Invitation to the Ivies, or check us out at vohramethod.com.